What I did over the summer is I visited sub-Saharan Africa. The flight was really long, but the trip was so worth it. Here's a diagram of my journey. My first stop on my trip was Cape Town, South Africa. Cape Town is the second most populous city in South Africa after Johannesburg. The first picture I took was when I was in the plane. It is a picture of the shore around Cape Town. This is a picture of the beach right outside my hotel. I woke up early just to catch the sunrise. It was at Fishhook Beach, which is located within Cape Town. The first place I really visited was the Castle of Good Hope. This is where I learned to surf. It's called Camps Bay. It was so beautiful and I had a great time there. This is the Table Mountain. To get here, I took an amazing aerial cable. I left the group and took a boat out to Robben Island, which is located right out of Cape Town. Then I left Cape Town and went to the Kalahari Desert. When I was there, I went to the Kadagalai Transfrontier Park. This is a picture of after my tour right before sunset. Next, you'll see some of the photos of the animals I saw. Even though some of the animals, such as the giraffe, seemed friendly, we had to follow some rules to keep us safe. Like, no feeding the animals and no off-road traveling. Here you can see the geography of the Kalahari Desert has high dead grasses and very few trees. While at the Kalahari Desert, I learned that it is located in Botswana, Namibia, and South Africa. Also, the dry season there lasts up to 8 months or more. From there, I traveled north to the Chobe National Park, Botswana. I always wanted to go on an old-fashioned safari, and this was my chance. There are 6 animals that I photographed and learned about. Lions are the world's second largest predators. Although population dropped, lions are still commonly sighted in most larger reserves. Leopards range widely across sub-Saharan Africa. Black leopards are the same species, but with a recessive gene dictating their usual color. African elephants are the largest living terrestrial mammal. Elephants' ears contain a network of blood vessels to assist with temperature regulation. Giraffes are the tallest living terrestrial creature. Their height gives them access to high-level browsing. Zebras share common characteristics of distinct black and white stripes. They are generally social animals that live from small to large herds. Hippos are the 3rd largest land mammal in the world. A common hippo weighs up to 6,000 pounds. I was so close I had to visit Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe. The Zambezi River, after it goes through Victoria Falls, travels to Mozambique and empties into the Indian Ocean. Here is a picture from when I went bungee jumping over Victoria Falls. When I was there, I also visited Devil's Pool. Here's a picture of me jumping in. Then I continued my journey north up the Zambezi River through Malawi, Tanzania, Burundi, Rwanda, and entered Uganda to visit Kibo Forest National Park. When I was there, I saw beautiful wildlife like chimpanzees. I even got to track them. I learned that the park was established in 1993. Also, 2 major tribes, the Bataro and the Bakaga, inhabit the area around the park. Having seen so much wildlife, I wanted to see what the urban African life is like. So I headed east to Kenya to visit Nairobi. I noticed that it was a mix of wealth and poverty. There are places called Nairobi slums. They are like shanty towns for people who cannot make it big time in the city. 4 million people are living in these terrible conditions of overcrowded slums and very close to a massive food crisis. On the flip side, there's also the wealth in the city, where people who made it big time live. They live in large buildings or skyscrapers. Then I did something rather foolish and dangerous. I continued my journey east to Mogadishu, Somalia. I found few tourist attractions, such as the Somali mosaic. This was surprising because tourists are warned against visiting there. Tourists are warned because there is a high threat of terrorism, including kidnapping, throughout Somalia. Finally, I traveled far, far west to complete my trip in Timbuktu, Mali. I went there because I wanted to see priceless historical architecture. Here are some pictures I took. Then I went to the Dai Jing Bur Mosque. It was built in 1327. And then I flew back to Pittsburgh. Here's a map of every place I visited. We landed in Cape Town, South Africa. When I was there, I visited the Castle of Good Hope, Camps Bay, Table Mountain, and Robben Island. Then I went to the Kalahari Desert, and when I was there, I visited the Kalagadai Transfrontier Park. Then I went to Chobe National Park, Botswana. Next was Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. Next was Kibo Forest National Park. Then Nairobi, Kenya. After that, I went to Mogadishu, Somali. My final stop was Timbuktu, Mali. When I was there, I visited the Dai Jing Bur Mosque.